We have a pretty long docket, so I will ask everybody's patience, and I will also ask those who are here to testify on behalf of bills to please understand and recognize that we have a lot of people who are here who want to speak on the bills that have not already been heard in subcommittee. I want to emphasize that. We had a subcommittee meeting, and those bills were fully heard. So when Senator Cosgrove makes his presentation for the subcommittee, we are not going to rehear those bills. But for all the rest of you who are here to speak on the other bills, we want everybody to have an opportunity to be heard, but we will also ask that you please be respectful of those who want to speak and consider that we do not want to be here until midnight. Okay. So with that, I will ask that the clerk call the roll.
Senator House.
Here.
Senator Deeds. Here. Senator Edwards. Here. Senator Reeves. Here. Senator Evans. Here. Senator Chapin. Senator Estev. Here. Senator Chase. Senator Ruff. Here. Senator Cosgrove. Here. Senator Dance.
Here.
Senator Sproul. Here. Senator Peake.
Here.
Senator Vogt.
Here.
Not very important.
Senator Chapin.
Senator Chapin is here. Thank you, Senator Chapin. We have 3 orders of business before we actually hear the subcommittee report. The first is that Senator Evan can make a motion to strike his Senate Bill 1051.
Yes, and also if I may just strike 1256. I haven't done that before.
Okay, so the motion has been made by Senator Evan to strike Senate Bill 1051 and Senate Bill 1256, and that's been seconded by Senator Chapin. And so all in favor, would you please vote aye on your screen? And then same sign. Okay, Senator Evan, your motion passes unanimously.
That's the first one.
Congratulations. Well done. And then, it does not require a vote, but Senator Obenchain made the request that his Senate Bill 902 go by for the week, and that does not require a motion, so that will be the action on Senate Bill 902, so if you will reflect that on your docket. Okay, so the next order of business is Senator Cosgrove, who should be congratulated for a long docket in his subcommittee, and he is going to make a motion, he's going to make a presentation of his subcommittee report, and then he will make a motion on each of those bills.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. We had a lot of bills to cover in the subcommittee with all the constitutional amendments for privileges and elections. And I have to thank the members of the subcommittee because it was a long day and they were very patient. Nice and good time. So, Madam Chairman, with that being said, I'll do a couple of bills just off the easier ones. Senate Joint Resolution 311 was recommended to be rolled into Senate Joint Resolution 295, which is your bill dealing with this administrative rules. The motion was unanimous to report, and I would so move.
Second.
Madam Chairman, let me repeat.
Sorry, Senator Cosgrove.
The motion was to roll Senate Joint Resolution 311 into your Senate Joint Resolution 295, and then a motion was unanimous to report.
Okay, so the motion has been made and properly seconded. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, record your no's, please.
This is to report the constitutional amendment and regulation.
This is to report and roll together the constitutional amendment on regulation.
Just roll it and report it.
All right, Madam Chairman, to make it a little more clear, I'll make 2 different motions. The first motion is to roll Senate Joint Resolution 311 into Senate Joint Resolution 295.
Okay, so the motion has been made and properly seconded to roll the two together. All in favor, please vote aye. Okay, so the vote is unanimous to incorporate the two. Senator Vogel, Senator Vogel.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairman. And now, the unanimous vote at a subcommittee was to report, and I second it.
Okay, and the motion has been made and properly seconded to report the SJ is rolled together.
Madam Chair?
Senator Evan?
I know we have a long meeting, but I'm just wondering, before we vote on constitutional amendments, could we just get a sentence on what they do?
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yes. Senator Cosgrove, do you want to offer a brief explanation, or would you like me to offer an explanation?
Madam Chairman, it's your will.
I'd be happy to. I'm so glad you asked. I'll bring the briefest explanation because, again, these were heard in full committee, but if anybody has a question, I think it's absolutely appropriate that we offer an explanation of each of these bills as we go through them. Senator Carrico and I each carried a resolution that provides for a regulatory rollback, if you will, option. And what it allows is for an amendment to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia that would allow the General Assembly an opportunity to evaluate regulations, to evaluate them for legislative intent, so that as a result of passing a law, there's a regulatory component. Senator DeSette? Oh, yeah. So that as a result of a regulatory process following passage of legislation, the legislature would have the opportunity to have some oversight or to evaluate it, and the legislature could actually overturn the regulation.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
First, Senator DeSette had a question. Senator DeSette.
Madam Chair, I also sit on JCAR, Commission on Administration of Rules, and I'm trying to understand that primarily to be called into effect after the session. Is the difference between this and that this can be called into effect? I'm trying to understand.
This would be done as part of the regular General Assembly process. And the only difference would be that it wouldn't be something that the governor could veto, that we would be able to come back during the legislative session and act on that as part of the regular legislative session.
So this would be called only during, or take place only during the legislative session?
That's correct.
Where JCAR takes place after the legislative session?
Right.
Okay, got it. Thank you. I just
Yes.
wanted to get clarity.
Okay, Senator Edwards.
Well, Mr. Chairman, very briefly, this is a particularly terrible bill, resolution. It totally upsets the whole way we know that somebody does business, passing legislation and the governor veto it. If you don't like a rule, the process to go to court and to have the court decide whether or not it's ultra-virus outside the scope of the legislative authorization. But this is particularly bad bill, a resolution.
Madam Chairman?
Senator Cosgrove.
I misspoke when I gave the report. It's actually recommendation 3-2 from the subcommittee to report the roll to
Okay. Okay, so the committee operates on a motion, and I could offer a lot more testimony, but, right. So I was going to say, we have a motion before us. All in favor of reporting the SJ 295 is rolled together, please vote on your screen. Okay, so the resolutions fail to report. Okay,
Madam Chairman,
Senator Cosgrove.
Having voted on the bill and decided we just killed the bill, I'd ask that you reconsider that again.
Okay. I have the motion being made and properly seconded. All in favor of reconsideration of the SJ 295, please vote aye. Just say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Madam Chairman, I renew my motion.
The motion that having been made and properly seconded to report SJ 295. All in favor, please vote on your screen aye or nay for that outstanding resolution, which I wish I could more fully explain, but having been fully explained in the subcommittee, I will forbear. Okay. Thank you, members of the committee. Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Next, I would like to take up Senate Bill Resolution 227 and Senate Bill Resolution 217. These two bills were to allow the governor to run 2 consecutive terms. And the subcommittee recommended rolling 217 into 227. No, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. 227 and 270.
Okay, so the motion's been properly made and properly seconded to roll 227 into 217. All in favor, please vote aye. Or wait 1 second till the clerk is ready. Right. Please vote aye. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Now the bill's properly before us.
Yes, ma'am. The subcommittee recommended PBI this bill by a vote of 3-2, and so moved.
Second.
Can you say that again? The recommendation was a PBI?
Yes, ma'am, 3-2.
Okay. So the motion's been made and properly seconded to pass by indefinitely Senate Bill 217. All in favor, please vote aye. Okay, those are passed by indefinitely. Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. We also had 2 bills dealing with revocation of marriage amendment. We recommended that these 2 bills, because they were properly voted on constitutional amendments, should probably go to the Code Commission. And I would make that motion.
Okay. The bill numbers.
There would be bills 216 and 220.
Madam Chairman, I'd ask a question.
Senator Deeds.
Is there any precedent for sending a constitutional amendment to the Code Commission? The constitutional amendments propose to amend the Constitution, not the code. And I'm just wondering what the Code Commission, what business they have with this sort of proposal.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Edwards.
The Code Commission that I chair is not designed to deal with policy matters, but rather to deal with reorganizing the code to make it simpler, easier to understand, get rid of legislation that is redundant or unnecessary. It does, but it does not deal, or tries not to deal with anything that's policy. This is clearly policy. And therefore, the Code Commission would, in all likelihood, just send it back. If you want to send it to the Code Commission, you're wasting your time. So I would oppose sending it to the Code Commission. It's not within the purview of the Code Commission to deal with this type of policy matter.
Okay, the motion is,
Just
Senator
really
Evan.
briefly, I apologize, but I just want to say this is my bill. We sent a whole bunch of bills to the Code Commission last year, the House mainly, but the Senate I think did too. They were all on issues of equality, and the Code Commission said just what Senator Edwards said, except they even sent a letter back to us saying we do not want to deal with these bills. And it's really a simple vote. You want to have our Constitution match law of the land or not, and I would ask people to vote against PBI and actually pass it.
Madam Chairman.
Senator Cosgrove.
Actually, there are 2 motions again. Motion is to roll 216 and
220 to 216.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll make that motion, I'll recognize that motion first. So the motion is to roll Senate Bill 220 into Senate Bill 216, and that's been properly moved and seconded by Senator Chase. All in favor, please signify by saying aye or vote aye on your screen. Sorry. Okay, so the bill is now properly before us.
Madam Chairman, the second motion, of course, is to send this to the Code Commission. That was a vote of 3-1 with 1 abstention.
3-1 with 1 abstention. And Senator Cosgrove, I know you had some deliberation on that in your subcommittee. Do you care to elaborate on that at all? Just the Code Commission discussion?
Well, Madam Chair, we talked about the sanctity of the Constitution. I understand the other side of saying, well, let's match the law of the land. Well, we don't. That's not really the law of the land. It's a court movement, is what it is. And so I will tell you, we felt that the Code Commission really didn't need to do this, since it was a constitutional amendment. It was passed by the Commonwealth citizens. That's
Okay, all right, so the motion has been made by Senator Cosgrove and seconded by Senator Steph to send, is that appropriate, Senator Steph? You second the motion? To send Senate Bill 216 to the Code Commission for further study, or further examination. All in favor, please? All in favor, please vote on your screen. Okay, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. We did Senator Jordan's Resolution 221, which brought forth the Equal Rights Amendment. Rules of that to have this sent to them, so I think that.
Okay, and I want to make absolutely sure that I have an opportunity to recognize the people who are here, because in the past, we have always entertained the Equal Rights Amendment in the Privileges and Elections Committee. And it has been customary that the clerk of the Senate has sent us that bill, and we have always heard it here. I believe you fully heard it in subcommittee, and we do not want to in any way stifle that debate. However, it has also always been the custom of the Senate that anything that we call the Senate to act on or ask Congress to act on was sent to rules. So this year, while I was, very happy to have this committee vote on it, the rules chairman has asked that it come to rules. So when he asked that it be referred to rules, we have to recognize the chairman of that committee, his request. So we are going to refer that to rules. And I absolutely wanted to recognize all of the women who are here. I have always supported this vote in this committee, and I want to recognize you for your hard work and recognize your presence in the room. And so I was about to say please stand, but you are already on your feet. So thank you very much for your willingness to be here and to advocate on behalf of this. And it will now be sent to the Rules Committee for a vote in rules.
Question.
Senator Sproul.
Thank you. Run the process. Now, let me have a flashback for a minute. In the House, when they don't want to kill something at a committee, they send it to rule. That means it's going to die. Now, I want to know why, if this particular bill has to go to rule, if some of people want to vote for it. Second thing I want to know is that in the Rules Committee over here, is a bill that we over here now send bill to rule as a kill bill. So my concern was, I don't want to make them think that you send it to rules, it'll be favoritism for the bill, when we all know that when the bill goes to the rules from the House side now, it goes to the rules on the House side, that's a kill committee. So I want to know, is the Rules Committee on this side, which I don't know, but this got here, the Rules Committee on this side, is that a kill committee? If so, don't vote these folks and tell them that. If you're going to kill it, not going to rules. Vote it up and down now, let them see that. But don't send it to a committee that can kill the bills just because it voted for rules.
Senator Howell.
Thank you, Madam. It's been my observation that usually when a committee asks for the bill, the initial committee votes on it and then re-refers it. I mean, and I would suggest that we vote here and then re-refer it to rules. I'm perfectly happy either way. I'm on both committees and I'm voting for it.
I'm on both committees as well. Right.
So
do you want to make a substitute motion?
yes, I make a substitute motion that we report this amendment and re-refer it to rules.
Madam Chair,
Senator Edwards.
the rules of the Senate, and I used to be chair of the Rules Committee, as I recall, is that the Privileges and Elections Committee, this committee, deals with constitutional amendments. I see absolutely no reason for it to go to the Rules Committee.
Well, here's the issue. This is not a constitutional amendment to the Virginia Constitution. This is a constitutional amendment to the United States Constitution. So when we have Convention of States, anything related to the U.S. Constitution, that is how it has been relayed to me. And in addition, the chairman of Rules has requested it. So in the same way, when the finance chair requests it, or the chairman of the Agriculture Committee requests it, we have to send it to them. So I'm happy for us to vote on it, and I'm happy to entertain the substitute motion. So, substitute motion,
Again, Madam Chair,
Senator Edwards.
it was sent to this committee by the clerk under the rules of the Senate. We should deal with it on its merits. If you don't like it, vote against it. If you like it, vote for it. I know, but there's no reason for it.
Senator Howell has said that's what you do. Okay, so Senator Howell offers a substitute
My
motion.
substitute motion is that this resolution be reported and re-referred to rules.
Is there a second? Okay. The substitute motion is that the bill be reported and re-referred to rules. That has been made and properly seconded by Senator Dance. All in favor, please vote aye on your screen. Reporting and re-referring to rules. It was going to rules either way. So, we've sent it to rules. And we reported it. Thank you, everyone who's here. Okay, Senator Cosgrove.
All right, thank you, Madam Chairman. Okay, next we had Senator Chase's bill, Church alignment. Senate Resolution 224, which establishes term limits for the House of Delegates and term limits for the Senate of Virginia. That would take effect at the start of the 2020 regular session in December. After discussion, this subcommittee recommended to PBI 4-1.
Okay, it's not on your screen. It's Senate Bill 224. It is the constitutional amendment on term limits. And his recommendation was PBI. Okay, 4-1. The motion having been made and properly seconded, passed by indefinitely. SJ 224, all in favor, please vote on your screen aye, and nay, same sign. Motion is to PBI.
Aye, 3 nay.
Okay? Yes, report. Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The next bill is Senator Chase's bill, 225. This bill would require the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia to have lived in the Commonwealth instead of 5 years, he needed for running, a total of 8 years he needed for running. This vote was recommended in PBI, 3-2, pass it.
Okay. The recommendation on Senate Bill 225, which was to increase the restriction under which a governor must have resided in the Commonwealth of Virginia in order to qualify for candidacy. The recommendation was to pass by indefinitely. The motion has been made and properly seconded. All in favor, please vote aye, or nay, same sign. Oh, wait. Sorry. Yeah. I like putting things.
Having voted on the damn side, I move we reconsider what I was. We just did something or nothing.
Right, exactly. Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Or voting aye. No, this is to reconsider. Right. Okay. Okay. So now the bill is, again, before us, SJR 224.
I briefly explained the bill, I would renew my motion from the subcommittee to PBI.
Okay, so all in favor of passing the bill by indefinitely, please vote aye on your screen or nay, same sign.
Bye-bye.
I think you just did, yeah, you can.
We're not going to read it, though. We can read it. Everybody, just use your screen one more time. This is your PBI. Senator Chase, this is a very complicated bill. And our screens are even more complicated. For those of you who are here watching the Privileges and Elections Committee, we are not as dumb as we seem. These screens are new to us. Thank you very much. Yeah, but we are as dumb as we look. Okay. So the vote is to PBI. Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Next, we do Senate Joint Resolution 226, Senator Surville's bill. This bill would allow the Commonwealth to allow just the last four numbers of Social Security number to be used on a voter registration application. We talked about that, worry with voter security, and so the subcommittee recommends PBI 3 and 2. Madam Chair.
Senator Ruff.
The application permitted, so this will take it back to the full Social Security petition.
It's currently the... Senator Peake, you want to make a comment?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Senator Cosgrove.
That's okay. We're talking about voter registration, not petitions. On petitions, you use official last four if you want to. But in voter registration, it has to be entire Social Security. So this will allow the state to go back to just having the last four voter registration. Again, motion PBI 3. Senator Surville,
Senator Surville, would you like to make a comment?
Just say that the Constitution of Virginia requires to be a full Social Security number. 46 other states only go with last four. Federal law only requires last four. This bill would give us the option to go to last four. It doesn't require us to go to last four. I think in this age of data theft and data privacy, I thought last four is a safer way to go, and I think most consumers and Virginians would appreciate that. This just gives us the option.
Does anybody have any questions for the patron? No? Okay. So the motion from Senator Cosgrove was to pass the bill by indefinitely. It was voted 3-2 of the subcommittee. That motion has been made and properly seconded by Senator Peake. All in favor of passing the bill by indefinitely, please vote aye on your screen, and nay, same sign.
And I 6 nay.
Okay. The bill fails to report. Sorry, Senator Bell. I'm sorry, it passed out indefinitely. It fails to report.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Cosgrove.
The next bill we'll do is Senate Bill 253. This is Senator Dan's bill. Basically, the bill authorizes the General Assembly to provide by law for the automatic restoration of civil rights for persons convicted of nonviolent felonies who have completed their sentence of their completed service of their sentence. The amendment retains the governor's authority to restore civil rights to persons convicted of violent felonies who have completed service of their sentence. We talked about this. Senator Gantz felt this should not be put into the rest of the restoration bill. That's fine, member committee. But the recommendation of the actually, there's a motion to report, and that failed 2-3, so therefore, I would move PBI.
Okay. So on SJ 253, which is properly before us, the motion was to PBI.
No, the motion was to report, and that motion failed. 2-3.
2-3. Okay.
Is the proper motion now to recommend DBI?
Okay, well, I'm going to entertain a motion since the motion failed in the subcommittee, and since Senator Dance is on the committee. I'll let Senator Dance make some comments and then perhaps offer a motion since she's here.
Since I'm here, I think we all know this bill, and either we like it or we don't. But I'd like to vote. I would move to report this wonderful bill.
Okay, the motion having been made and properly seconded to report SJR 253. All in favor of reporting the resolution, please signify by saying aye, and nay, same sign. Okay, 7 ayes, 7 nays. It fails to report.
Madam Chairman, my next bill is Senate Joint Resolution 284.
Okay, everybody direct your attention to 284.
Senator Stewart brought this bill. It provides real property tax exemption for the principal residence of the surviving spouse of a member of the armed forces. Killed in action also applies if the member died in a combat zone but was not killed in action. So what that actually means is if you're in a Humvee and it hits another Humvee and somebody's killed in that, but you weren't in combat and you're in a combat zone, the surviving spouse will still be able to claim the property tax. And the recommendation of the subcommittee was to report 5-0.
So with the unanimous recommendation of the subcommittee to report, the only intervening action since then is that the Finance Committee Chairman has requested that bill. So much like the Rules Committee Chair's request, we have to honor that request. So the motion would be to report the bill and re-refer to Finance. So with Senator Cosgrove's motion and Senator Ruff's second, all in favor of reporting SJ 284 and re-referring to Finance, please signify by saying aye on your screen or nay, same sign. And SJ 284 reports almost unanimously. Senator Cosgrove,
All right.
you're on a roll.
We actually have one, I think, from Mr. Rush. Senate Joint Resolution 290. Senator Howell and Senator Vogel as the chief
What a team.
co-patrons. This provides the criteria. I'm an engineer, what can I say? Electoral districts drawn by the General Assembly. The amendment directs the electoral districts are 1, to be composed of continuous and compact territory. 2, to be drawn utilizing existing political boundaries. 3, be as nearly equal in population as practical, but with variations in size of districts permitted in order to comply with other reapportionment criteria. The amendment prohibits electoral districts being drawn for the purpose of favoring or disfavoring any political party, incumbent legislator, or member of Congress, or other individual or entity. The amendment authorizes the General Assembly to provide additional standards, definitions, or guidance in order to facilitate the objective interpretation and application of such criteria. Madam Chairman, the subcommittee recommends to report this bill 4-1. And Senator Ruff submits.
Okay,